seek a greater understanding of God's eternal plan. Melchizedek's title, King of Salem, holds deep significance. This title is not just a mere designation of his rule over a city, but it carries with it profound spiritual and historical connotations that have echoed through the ages. In Hebrew, Salem means peace or completeness. This etymology is crucial because it reflects the essence of Melchizedek's reign. He was not just a king in the political sense, but a ruler whose governance was marked by a profound sense of peace and wholeness. Thus, Melchizedek, as the King of Salem, embodies the principles of righteousness and peace. His leadership was characterized by a deep commitment to justice and the well-being of his people. He was a king who ruled with a sense of divine purpose, ensuring that his city was a place where peace and righteousness flourished. His very title hints at a reign characterized by justice, harmony, and spiritual wholeness. Melchizedek's rule was not just about maintaining order, but about creating an environment where people could live in harmony with one another and with the divine. His kingship was a reflection of a higher order, one that sought to bring about a sense of completeness and fulfillment in the lives of his subjects. This understanding of Salem is further reinforced when we consider its later significance. The city of Salem, under Melchizedek's rule, was a precursor to what would later become Jerusalem. This transformation from Salem to Jerusalem is not just a change in name, but a deepening of the city's spiritual and historical importance. Salem eventually becomes Jerusalem, the city chosen by God to bear his name and house his temple. This evolution signifies the city's growing role as a center of spiritual and religious life. Jerusalem, as the city of God, becomes a place where the divine presence is felt most profoundly, and where the principles of peace and righteousness that Melchizedek embodied continue to be upheld. This connection between Salem and Jerusalem strengthens the association of Melchizedek's kingship with divine blessing and spiritual significance. Melchizedek's rule over Salem is seen as a foreshadowing of Jerusalem's future role as a holy city, a place where God's presence is manifest and where his blessings are poured out upon his people. Melchizedek's kingship therefore transcends the boundaries of earthly rule. His reign is not just about political power but about embodying a higher spiritual reality. He is a king who represents the divine order, and his rule is a reflection of the peace and righteousness that come from aligning oneself with God's will. He embodies a righteous reign that foreshadows the ultimate reign of peace and justice established by God. Melchizedek's kingship is a prophetic glimpse into the future, a time when God's rule will be fully realized on earth, bringing about a reign of peace and justice that will encompass all of creation. His role as King of Salem provides a glimpse into the divine order and the blessings that come with aligning oneself with God's will. Melchizedek's reign is a testament to the power of righteousness and peace, and a reminder of the ultimate fulfillment that comes from living in harmony with the divine. His kingship is a beacon of hope, pointing us towards a future where God's peace and justice will reign supreme. Melchizedek's role as priest of God Most High adds another layer to his intriguing persona. His presence in the biblical narrative is not just as a king, but also as a spiritual figure of immense significance. This dual role makes him a unique and fascinating character in the scriptures. This title identifies him as a man set apart for divine service, a role that carries with it a deep sense of responsibility and honor. Being a priest of God Most High means that Melchizedek was recognized as a spiritual leader, someone who had a direct connection with the divine. As a mediator between God and humanity, Melchizedek's role was to bridge the gap between the divine and the mortal. This mediation is a crucial aspect of his priestly duties, emphasizing the importance of his position in the spiritual hierarchy. His offering of bread and wine to Abram, coupled with his blessing, points to a priestly function that is rich with symbolic meaning. The bread and wine are not just physical sustenance, but also spiritual symbols that prefigure later sacramental practices in the biblical tradition. These sacramental practices, which would become central to later biblical covenants, find their early expression in Melchizedek's actions. His offering is a precursor to the Eucharistic traditions that would come to hold great significance in Christian theology. The fact that Abram, the one chosen by God to be the father of many nations, receives a blessing from Melchizedek speaks volumes. It indicates a recognition of Melchizedek's spiritual authority and his unique role in God's plan. This act signifies Melchizedek's spiritual authority and his unique position in God's plan. His blessing of Abram is not just a simple gesture but a profound act that underscores his role as a conduit of divine favor. Abram, the recipient of God's covenant promises, acknowledges and submits to the priestly authority of Melchizedek. This submission is a powerful testament to the respect and reverence that Melchizedek commanded as a priest. This encounter highlights the importance of priesthood and its role in mediating God's blessings to humanity. The priesthood is depicted as an essential institution that facilitates the flow of divine grace and favor to the people. Melchizedek, as priest of God Most High, acts as a conduit of divine favor, channeling God's blessings to those he encounters. His role is not just ceremonial but deeply spiritual, impacting the lives of those around him. Prefiguring the essential role of priesthood in bridging the gap between God and humankind, Melchizedek's actions and his very presence in the narrative serve as a foreshadowing of the vital function that priests would continue to play in the spiritual life of the community. His story is a reminder of the enduring importance of spiritual leadership and the sacred duty of mediating divine grace to humanity.